Hello and welcome to yet another 2-Minute Tuesday. Glad to be back here hosting and seeing your smiling faces. This week we're going to talk about instance management within the Dynamics 365 Administration Center. As you know, when you're licensed to access Dynamics 365, as a user, you can access any of the instances within the tenant as long as you have a security role or you're authorized to access that particular instance. So what we do is that we leverage our sandbox instances to do development or user acceptance testing or perhaps training. As you can see, we're using our sandbox for training in this case. So what happens is that although we have access to themes, for example, to color code instances to make sure our users don't, end up navigating into the wrong application or the wrong instance, there's a better way to make sure that users have access to let's say the user acceptance testing or the training instance only when we want them to access it, when we actually want them to go through training or go through testing. So let me show you how that works, and let's start the countdown and let's go. So in here, in my Instance Administration Center within Dynamics 365 or within the Office 365 Admin Center, I'm going to go ahead and select my Sandbox instance, and I'm going to click on Admin. And as you can see, I have the ability to enable administration mode. By enabling administration mode, I make sure that only users with System Administrator and System Customizer security roles can log in into this instance. So I don't have to really mess with all the security roles that I have assigned for all my users. So imagine in our case, this is a training environment. All of our users are set up with their business units and security roles and teams and all of that. And if I wanted to prevent those users from logging in, I would have to go and remove all of those, security roles in order to prevent from them to logging in, which means that when I want them to log in, I would have to go back and assign all of those security roles and do all that work again. So instead of doing that, keep your instance, your development or your training or UAT instances on administration mode while you're not testing anything. You're just working on it, prepping it for the next round of testing. And whenever you're ready to go into the UAT time frame, go ahead and disable administration mode and allow users to log in at that point. So you don't have to touch your security roles, your business units, none of that stuff. Everything stays the same. With this is a single checkbox to make sure that only admins have access to the instance versus all of the users that normally would have access to the instance. So I hope you enjoyed this week's tip, and we'll see you next week.